Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We're just on time. Welcome to the Clarity Collective. I'm happy to see you here today. Let's just wait for a few minutes for people to join us. Let's just wait for some more people to join us today. No, Okay. Good morning, everybody. I'm happy to have you here today. We're 5 minutes in, and we've been waiting for people to join. And yes, let's begin this now. The Clarity Collective is about a very, very
Good morning,
simple
everybody.
about a
I'm
very.
happy to have you here today.
Just a second.
We're 5 minutes in, and we've been waiting for people to join. And yes, let's begin this now.
The Clarity Collective is about a very, very
Good morning,
simple topic.
everybody.
Simple idea that I've had all through while I was coaching, while I'm training, while I'm doing my therapy is that a lot of times you see these ads where people tell you to find these big, hairy goals, these big, audacious goals that you have for yourself, and that scares the life out of you. So what happens at the end of it is, people give up on their goals because they think that it's too massive to achieve. So instead of that, I'd like to start with something that would give us a sense of clarity, a sense of hope, and a sense of completion. So starting today, I'm doing this Clarity Collective that for just 21 days and 15 minutes each. So thank you for joining in. It's really nice of you. Nice to see you here to make the time to be here today. Simple thing for today is you always have a choice. That is the one thing that we'll be talking about today. And I'd love for you to type back in the chat that I always have a choice. If you could do that, that'd be really nice. We assume that everything is controlled and we don't have control over it because we have to try and make this big thing work. You don't need to do that. Start small, start really small. 15 minutes is good enough. And today, I would like you to think of one thing that you choose to do. Just one simple thought. What would you like to make a choice about today? So, if it is you want to be more patient, please type patience. If you want to be more goal oriented, type more goal oriented. If you want to be kind, type kind. If you want to feel more joy, type joy. Thank you. That's really nice. So, for today, what we're going to do is we're going to practice this one thought that you've chosen. And the only thing that we want to do today is to apply that one thing throughout the day as many times as we can. So let's say you're at a traffic junction and you're getting very, very impatient because you have to reach somewhere really quickly. The choice you've chosen today, let's say that's patience. And so then I'd like you to remember to choose patience at the traffic junction just once. And it's okay. You may not be happy with it, it may be uncomfortable, and all of that may be happening simultaneously, and that's fine. Just know that you have a choice to make, and today's choice is to be patient, or today's choice is to be joyful. And so, given this particular example I'm using, patience would be the right one that fits in there. So, just say, I'm making the choice to be patient today. Let's say you're having a really stressful job day to day, and you have a lot of things that you need to deliver Monday mornings, right? So whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you're working in a company, there will be certain things that you need to deliver. So, and if you're choosing to be joyful, let's be joyful about what you have completed, what you can offer up, and make that happen. So I would like for you to try the goal at the end of the day when you reside to bed tonight. The one thing that I would like for you to have noticed about yourself is if you've applied this one single goal, this one single thing, at least once, just once in a day. And that is more than enough. That's how we begin to practice small things that will make a large difference. By the end of 21 days, you would have noticed that we've tried different things each day, and we've just taken that one goal for the day for all these 21 days. And at the end of 21 days, my hope is that you will be able to see that you're able to think clearer, feel clearer, be happier in what you do, and enjoy your day more than it is today, right? So you may be in an already very joyful space, or you may be struggling with trying to create some calm or some joy in your life. It doesn't matter where you are. Wherever you are, you will move up to another place, to a higher place in that zone, the one that you want to create. Okay? So, you with me right now on this? That's good to see. All right. Let's understand what we have today. The first thing that I'd like you to know is that, when we wake up sometimes and we just pick up the phone and we're looking at other people's messages, I want you to understand that somebody else has got our day before we have got our day. So, the first thing that I want is for us to be able to create this day for ourselves, not for someone else, not for something else, but for ourselves. So I'd like you to constantly keep your goal the way day you wake up every single day, all these 21 days. What do I want today? That's what I'd like you to do. Okay. Most often, the first choice of our day happens way before we make up our minds. Somebody else gets our day because they've sent us a message saying, oh, this is what is happening and I need help with this, or this is what is collapsing and I need you to help me with this. And that takes away our time. So let's make sure that from now we are able to control our day. Now, what I'd like for you to do is just say, all right, my emails can wait, my notifications can wait, the world can wait. This is my time. These 15 minutes are my time, just my time. And I'd like for you to think of that. And if you've not had water from the morning, I'd like you to grab a glass of water and drink some water, even as I am drinking some water. I drink a whole liter every day, first thing in the morning. So I want you also to begin to do this in a small way, maybe one glass of water first before you have your coffee, right? Now, as we begin, I'm asking you again today, what are you choosing? Type one word if you haven't already. Just type one word, whether it's peace, patience, courage, joy, maybe it's confidence, whatever it is. Just choose that first. Okay? Just remember this one thing. We haven't changed our circumstances. Our circumstances don't change even if we want to change them. But we've already started changing our direction today. We're making a choice. And that choice is something that we're going to uphold for the rest of the day. So, like I told you, our day begins with someone else sending us a message, maybe social media posts that show up because of notifications that we've had. Maybe, the maid calling in to say, I'm not coming in today. That takes over our day. So before that happens, I'd like you to make sure that this one thing that you've chosen is something that you keep for the rest of the 21 days. So, if I can tell you a funny story, I once woke up and picked up my phone before I even thought about what I'd like to do for the day, right? Even before my feet touched the floor, even before I could just say, all right, I'm up, I actually picked up the phone and I saw this very, very stressful email. And even before I had breakfast, I was already impatient and I wanted to make sure that that particular thing that was happening was taken care of. And what happened? Somebody else's priorities became my priority for the day. And because that happened, because somebody else's priorities became my priority for the day, my priority took a backseat without realizing it. I made myself second to somebody else's priorities. And that is something that we don't want to do from today, right? We want to uphold our priority through these 21 days. Have you ever had one of those mornings when this has happened to you? Just let me know in the chat. I'm reading your chats. Let me know. Now imagine another morning, another kind of a morning. You wake up, you take a nice deep breath, you stretch, okay, and you ask yourself, what do I want to be today? What do I want to create today? Same person, same house, same job or same work, and the same way things are. Nothing has changed. Your bed is the same, your room is the same, everything is the same, but your beginning of the day is different. Your day begins differently. And that one idea, that one big idea, can make all the difference to your life. Instead of fretting about somebody else's priorities, we can think about ours for once. So here's the idea I'd like you to carry for the rest of the day. You know, I'd like you to pick this one thing that you've typed or one thing that you've thought about, and I'd love for you to carry it through the day for yourself. So if you've chosen, let's say, patience or kindness or joy, just carry that forward with you. And between what happens to you and between the next, you're having a moment, just one moment to pause and say, this is what I want to do. Sometimes it's only a second long, but that decision made in that 1 second changes your life. Just that one split second changes the way you respond to your day. Remember, when we're talking to people, we either react or respond, right? So, the same way you can react to your day or respond to your day or create your day. So, this 1 minute or this 1 second that actually happens between what happens later and between you making this choice, actually make sure that your priorities are taken care of for that day. And wouldn't that be lovely? Instead of, your priority being your child's or your spouse's or, the maids or your bosses or someone else at your workspace. Wow, that itself makes a lot of difference to us, right? So just a second, 1 second of choosing where might life invite me to make that choice today is that one thing that I'd like you to think of. Try and approach it this way and let's see what you can do. Okay. Now let's prepare for the day. I'm going to take you through a very, very short um, mindfulness exercise, if that's what we call it, right? So I'd just like you to observe your surroundings, see one thing that you can register, maybe the color of the wall, maybe, how close the wall is to you. Register the seat that you're sitting on, whether it's your couch, whether you're sitting on the floor because you're doing your yoga exercises, whether you're on a mat, whether, you're feeling comfortable or not. So shift into a comfortable position. And that reminds me, I will do that too. I'll shift into a more comfortable position. Place your feet on the floor firmly. If you're not sitting on the floor, and in which case you'll just make sure that most of your legs, like if you're cross-legged, your legs are touching the ground fully. So I'd like you to make sure that you actually allow your feet to touch the ground, if that's possible. Soften your shoulders gently and take 3 slow, large breaths. So if this were a Zoom call or a Google Meet call, I would be able to see you there, but this is a live stream and I can't see you, but I'd love for you to do this with me. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And most often when we breathe, you can notice that my voice is changing. Can you see how much slower I'm talking now because I'm breathing in deeply with you? Once more, just breathe in and breathe out. That's great. And now I'd like you to picture yourself with your eyes closed, walking through your day. Okay, so just imagine that it's now about 10 or 11 o'clock in the day or whatever time you choose. And your day is already happening. And let's say you either receive a difficult message or somebody interrupts you when you're speaking. Or a plan changes. I want you to just notice your first reaction to it. Okay? Once you notice your first reaction to it, I want you to take a step back, maybe 5 days ago, 6 days ago, when the same thing happened. How did you react? Okay? How did you react? And now, imagine pressing a pause button on all of that. Take one breath, a nice deep breath, and ask yourself, what's my next best choice? What is the next best choice that I can make? And I want you to just notice yourself responding with that one quality that you've chosen for today. So if it's peace, peace. If it is joy, joy, patience, then you choose patience for the day. So let's say you chose patience. Okay? Imagine choosing patience in that situation. Remember, the situation is paused, everything in the past is paused, so now you have a way of making a choice, right? So maybe you want to choose courage. So see yourself applying courage to that situation. And just remember, whatever you're doing, it doesn't have to be perfect today. And you don't have to make it your only job. It does not have to be your only job to remember what you've chosen today. There will be times when you remember, there will be times when it just slips your mind, and that's okay. And if you remember, post it slipping your mind, like, hey, you know what? I should have done that, but here's what I did instead. I fell into somebody else's priorities instead of choosing my own today. Just take a small break and see how you can readjust your position there. And for today, your chosen task is just one thing. Apply this particular quality that you've chosen today once through the day, just once. We're not looking at anything more than that. Just doing it once, one pause, one choice. That's it. That's enough for today. Okay? I'll repeat that for you now again. One pause, one choice. And now take a nice deep breath in and let it out with a that somehow tends to help us relieve ourselves of a lot of tension in the body. Quietly tell yourself, I begin again today. I begin again today. That's all we want to do. So, stretch if you can. Take a nice deeper breath. Feel your feet firmly on the ground. Open your eyes slowly. And today, life will ask something of you. And when it does, I want you to respond with that one quality that you've chosen for today. That could be patience, it could be courage, it could be kindness, it could be focus, whatever you've chosen. Because you've already made your choice. Right now, the most powerful thing that you have done is make your own choice. And that's wonderful to see that. So tonight, before you go to bed, all I need you to ask is, did I remember that choice once, at least once today? That's all we want to do. Just remember this choice just once today, okay? And the question is not, did I have a perfect day? We don't want you to have a perfect day. That's fine. You don't need to have a perfect day. You just need to practice it once. Because this is how change begins, with one small step. Baby steps. We always talk about it, but we don't know where to begin and we don't know how to make those baby steps, right? So this is how we make that baby step, by making our intention for the day a priority. Okay? And we're going to make this happen today. I want you to just see that there are a lot of people that you're going to see in your life today. There are a lot of decisions that you're going to make in your life today. We're going to meet so many invisible forces that quietly make thousands of our decisions daily. But in the face of all of those decisions, I want you to stick to this one decision, just one, the quality that you've chosen for today. Until then, place your hands on your heart and just say, begin again every morning. And I'd love to see you back here tomorrow. Thank you for spending these 15 minutes with me. And like I promised, we're well within 15 minutes. And I really love the fact that you're here with me today. And you've made the promise to yourself to be available for the next 15 minutes. So go ahead and join me tomorrow. And if you can't make it at 8:30, you can join me later, 9:30 p.m. It doesn't matter, but just make sure to stick to this. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a great day. And just remember to keep one quality in your mind. Just one. So begin again. Thank you. Have a great day.